stand really firm in what my heart knows to be true, and also the truth of my higher guidance in every moment, to be really firm in my own knowing and unwavering from that. So when I say unwavering, I got to see how I would feel clear in a moment with myself, really in alignment with myself, and then sometimes I would take my cues from things outside of myself, situations, people, communications, things that I witness. I would take my cue from the external in rather than connecting with my own self and what I know to be true and radiating that out into my external environment, right? So I would kind of like diminish my light, diminish my knowing, and kind of like really denying that part of myself, and I would accept as the greater truth something that was outside of myself, and I was very easily influenced by the environment, and it would affect me, and it would kind of like be heavy on me. When really, yeah, if I'm in my alignment and connected with myself and my heart, then that it's kind of has no bearing in a way. I can stay clear and stay with an open heart and compassionate and know what I need to do in every moment, know when I need to have like a firm, clear word, know when I need to, just speak my voice and speak my truth, know when I need to walk away because that needs to happen, know when also I would know when how to practice discernment better, right? So if I really am in alignment with myself and with my knowing, I can discern, okay, in this situation, given how things are presenting, I can decide, oh, this is a person that I trust to conduct business with, for instance, or this is a person that I could entrust with caring for my dog. This is a person that I want to live with because it's expansive and it feels good and it feels like a good environment to dwell in, and like there's, a positive exchange happening. Or this is a person that I just want to go running into relationship with, like I'm very eager to spend time and to nourish the relationship and grow the relationship. So having that discernment, or, this is a person that I want in my inner sanctum, and I can welcome into my inner circle, closest circle, or this is a person who I can still love, right? But maybe they're not necessarily in my innermost circle, right? So I get to decide the nature of the relationship. And so that feels really empowering for me to get to actively discern and decide and choose in my own life the nature of my interactions and relationships, and that, like I have that power and that voice to also choose, right? Rather than being kind of like responsive to the cues that are happening outside of ourselves and just kind of responding to the world, we like are deciding continually like, okay, yes, and and relationships ebb and flow too, and so there's always this reassessment that's naturally going to happen where we get to decide how things evolve over time as well. So maybe the nature of a relationship at one period of time in our lives is very different from the relationship 3 months later even, because of all of the shifts that are happening within us continually. I mean, a person can transform radically in even a day. I know, looking at my own life, if I have certain insights and certain clarities about certain things, I can change a pattern that is well grooved in my life in a certain way of being in an instant, right? I mean, all by choice and all by desire and intention, that can be shifted. And so this feels really empowering for me. You know, it's the standing in my heart's knowing and in what I know to be true when I'm connected with myself and my alignment and guides that are watching over me. And also the aspect of deriving my cues from inside out, and really trusting what I receive and know to be true from within. And another aspect for me is getting into discernment. So I think that looking at my life, right, I have gone through life kind of like with this childlike trusting and openness to others, and believing that others are just, you know, they're going to treat others well, they're going to be kind and going to be trustworthy and caring and loving and behave in these heart-centered ways that I feel true to be true for myself. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of people have shut off that connection, right? There is a certain amount of blockage within their heart. There's blockage with their alignment with source, with the divine, by whatever way you want, you know, higher self, their connection, it's diminished, right? And that's not to say that it's not there, right? Because I still see that when I presence others. I connect with them from that place, and I see their heart, I see their true self, right? And in some people that manifests as potential, right? I see the potential of like what their full heart, open and expanded, looks like, what them living in alignment with their highest path, what that looks like. And I see that and I presence that. And not everyone is stepping into that, right? Like not everyone, that's not manifest as an expression, that's just pure potential, right? And so in a way, it wasn't giving me the full perspective to simply just see the divine mirrored back to me and just presence this unconditional love and unconditional goodness in all beings, right? So while I was doing that, I was also overlooking another essential element that's present within humanity, and that's the unconscious material and the shadow material, right? Which is subtler, right? Sometimes more manifest than others, but it's there and it plays a role, and it it has an effect. Like it will come to the surface, and you know, almost as if it's a being in and of itself, and it makes itself known. And I was kind of like minimizing that and not really tuning into the fact that that shadow material is there, and I need to be aware of it so that I can be alert and know how to relate, how best to relate when that shadow material is present.